Hello and welcome to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Carissimo, and today we're giving away a real estate course on demand, anytime, 24/7 from anywhere in the world, or you can apply the credit towards one of our live classes, either in person or online, if you're the winner today. You can even use this towards exam prep, post-licensing if you've already got your real estate license, upgrading your license to a broker license if you're ready to take that next step in your career, or gifting your prize to a friend, a family member, somebody you're trying to recruit to your real estate team. And we've got a lot to share with you today before we pick a winner, but we'll make it brief because I know you are curious who is going to be the winner today. The good news is until we pick a winner, because we are live right now, as I speak to you, there may be a few second delay, but as of right now, you could still enter. So let's go to the board and tell you where to go to enter. And you can always call us for questions, but to enter the giveaway, this is where you need to go right now before we pick a winner. If you have not yet entered, tsre.us/giveaway. And if you do happen to be watching the replay of this, check this link again in the future for future giveaways. But tsre.us/giveaway right now, if you're tuned in live, get in there. All you've got to do is enter your name, email, and phone number, and you're entered into the giveaway for today. So do that right now, right this very second, and then right at the top of the page, you should be able to see this video live. So just head right back to that tsre.us/giveaway to join the live broadcast and see who the winner is, and also what else it is that you're getting for signing up for this giveaway. There's no purchase necessary, no cost to enter this giveaway here, and there's not even any attendance requirement like our career fair giveaways where you actually have to come to the career fair to win the giveaway. This, you just enter virtually online, and with this, you'll actually become part of our affiliate program. Now, there's no cost or no obligation to this whatsoever. However, it is something significant that you could take advantage of to either get cash in your pocket or double that as credit towards anything in the TSRE catalog. And that is the affiliate commission that you can earn through our affiliate program. So at the Tampa School of Real Estate, we have grown since day one based on the word of mouth, based on the success stories of our past students, many of who are brokers today, running their own brokerages, who continue to refer students to Tampa School of Real Estate because they know it's the best place to begin your real estate career, whether you're doing that in person or online. And it's not just because of the classes themselves, but also because of the advisors you could reach out to at this phone number right here, 24/7. You could call us or text us at this number, 813-333-2676. And we're standing by to help you to answer any questions you have about starting your career or taking it to that next level. And so for our alumni, they're more than happy to refer students to us, no strings attached. But now we have a formal program to give you a little bit more than just a thank you for sending students to the #1 real estate school in Florida. And that is our affiliate program. There's no cost to join this. And again, you enter the giveaway, you automatically get a free account in here where you'll have a promo code as well as a link to share that anybody that you know is interested in either starting a real estate career or needs continuing education, post-licensing, wants to get their broker license, whatever it may be. If you have a real estate website, so if you're a brokerage, a team, or just a solo agent that has their own website, this is the best way to use this, is having a page about starting a career in real estate. Maybe you recruit them to your team, to your brokerage, or maybe you're just there to provide information, because the more information you could provide, the more people will come to you for real estate information. And a lot of those people may come to you asking about, how do I get started in real estate? And there's enough business to be had for everyone that's out there. So you'll find this to be very warm and welcoming. For most people, it is that you ask that if you're brand new to real estate. And a lot of times brokerages have some incentive program if you refer somebody to that brokerage. So this is just another way you could earn a small referral fee for making referral to, again, the greatest and best real estate school in all of Florida, in all of the land, really. And right now, for anybody who does not win the giveaway but needs to take action to advance their real estate career, just simply begin, You could buy the same exact course that we're giving away today. Right now, this is on sale for only $197 with 12 months access, or you can choose to include the exam prep materials, or what I would personally recommend, what's called the complete jumpstart bundle, which will not only include your exam prep, but more importantly, the course that is required after you get your real estate license. And you might say, well, why would I buy it now if I need it after I get my real estate license? Well, because number one, it gives you the best savings by purchasing that now, by bundling it together. And the reason why we do that is because we know when you pay for it in advance, you're a lot more likely to get to that class, to go through the licensing process, complete the exam, and then take post-licensing. And what that's going to do is help set you up for success. So regardless of affiliate program or whatever it may be, taking this course is a non-negotiable to start your real estate career. Taking this course right here is a non-negotiable to continue your real estate career beyond 18 months once you get your license. And then you may or may not need the exam prep tools, but they're basically free when you get that complete jumpstart bundle. By pre-purchasing this required course in advance, you're essentially getting all of our exam prep materials completely almost for free. I think it's like $1 or $2. But compared to the $197 to purchase this with 12 months access normally, it is basically free. And I've got one other option for you as well. It's a month-to-month option, and this is really going to benefit those most who want to move through this faster than 12 months, because this course takes only about 60 hours to complete. We have students complete this course that's required to get your real estate license in just days, in 1 week or less. Doing it in 30 days is not out of the question whatsoever. Doing it in 2 months, absolutely doable. It's just a question of how much time do you want to spend per day. But if you want to try to get this done in a week, if you commit all day for 7 days, that's basically what our schedule is. And when I say all day, I mean like 8 hours. You do 8 hours across 7 days, well, you do the math. 8 times 7, that's 56. So you're basically at those 60 hours right there. Throw an extra half hour, and that should be the time that you need to be able to do this in 1 week. So if you are looking to get this done as quick as possible rather than stretching out across a year, if you're trying to do this part-time, you might prefer the 12-month option. But with somebody who wants to get this done right away and wants to move quickly, I highly recommend you look into TSRE Plus. TSRE Plus allows you to purchase this course for $47 a month. Or you can get the equivalent of the complete Jumpstart bundle in addition to what we call Real Estate Pro University, which is additional training that we have that goes even beyond the post-licensing for once you do get your real estate license. You could get all of that for just $87 per month. And so we have great subscription options, no contracts, start and stop anytime, and we even have brokerage level plans. So if you're looking to get a training program for your brokerage, for your team, maybe you even want to provide the FREC required courses to your agents in an easy on-demand video-based format, we have that available. Reach out to our advisors, 813-333-2676. Again, that's 813-333-2676. Or check out TampaSchoolOfRealEstate.com to get signed up for any of these courses here. And if you haven't been a student of Tampa School of Real Estate yet, enrolling, you'll find out why we're so highly recommended by so many Tampa School of Real Estate alumni, why we have over 5,000 five-star reviews at the Tampa School of Real Estate. The app is part of that because that makes it a lot easier to access this information, especially this video-on-demand course, because this video-on-demand course can be completely done from the app, where you don't even have to log in on the website, or vice versa. If you just don't like apps, you could just go on the website and do it completely from the website. Or if you want to do a little on the website, a little on the app, a little on the website, a little on your work computer, we won't tell anybody, you could absolutely do that. You could log in anywhere in the world with an internet connection or with the app. You can even access the material without an internet connection, which is huge. It's a huge benefit to make it easier to access, to make it easier for you to complete this course anytime, any place, anywhere. And even if you have a live class with us, you'll have access to digital materials through that same app. Now, with this course, any of our instructor-led courses, the textbook is included. So our winner today is going to get this textbook, free shipping, as long as you're in the domestic United States, the lower 48 United States. You'll be able to get this textbook shipped to you absolutely free in addition to your free course. So it is quite the giveaway that we have today. And this is a huge book. It's a 500-page textbook. It's a lot of information, but don't let this intimidate you. The exam prep bundle I was also sharing with you, this workbook gives you a good example of what's actually need to know. This 500-page textbook is what we're required to teach you. This 100-page workbook is what we recommend you study for the state exam because it cuts out a lot of the fluff that we're required to teach you to get the credit for your state exam. You're required to go through that. But if you want to be able to hone in and focus on just what you need to know for the exam, that's where these 100 pages in this workbook here make that a lot simpler, a lot easier to understand, a lot more manageable compared to all the detail that you could easily get lost in this actual textbook. But this is a great place to just get started. So if you're enrolling today and you're considering the options of the course with the textbook or the exam prep materials or the complete Jumpstart bundle, and I'll go ahead and pull up the website right here just so you could get a visual reference of this, of what I am referring to here. The web browser loaded still? Yeah. So we're just going to go head over to tampaschoolofrealestate.com or tsre.us for short. That'll just redirect you right to tampaschoolofrealestate.com. And we have several options on the website that all provide pass first try exam prep bundles. However, the one that we're talking about, the one that we're giving away, the one that is most easily accessible is going to be the on-demand program. And what it does is it basically bottles up our live instructor program into an easy-to-follow, on-demand, and we're talking 5 to 7 minute videos. So these aren't like 3-hour-long lectures that you have to sit through and your brain is completely fried halfway through. They're 5 to 7 minute videos, so you could do it bit by bit, piece by piece, topic by topic as you move through this material. So with this course, there's a few different options. $197, that's your course in your textbook. That is the giveaway for today. And this is where you're getting started. This is what is required to take your state exam. Now, those exam prep materials that I shared with you earlier, those are not necessarily required. Those are optional. However, it does help refine the information. It's not necessarily new information. All the information in the exam prep materials is covered in the pre-licensing course. This is just now reviewing those most important details. And with your base level registration, you're already going to have review material built in there. It's just going to be our best review material that not just our online course use, but our classroom students use, as well as students from other schools use this material when what they've got from the other school that they started with isn't enough to get them to pass the exam. And it's not that they're not teaching the required information, because I'm sure if they're using a textbook that's probably similar to this here, it probably has the information in there, but the question isn't just are you going to be taught the information, the question is are you going to remember the information? Because simply learning the information doesn't mean that you'll be able to remember it and apply it on the exam, and that's where those exam prep materials focus in on that. This course has to meet certain requirements with the state to be able to qualify so you could take your state exam, your state license exam. So this $197 right here for the on-demand course, including the textbook, including shipping to your door in the contiguous United States, that is what will get you started. Now, the other requirement that comes into play here is your post-licensing. So now, while the exam prep is optional, you don't necessarily need that, but it does help. It does help expedite the process. It does help close the gaps between wondering what you need to study. It takes the guesswork out of that. But it is still optional. It is not necessarily a requirement. Post-licensing, on the other hand, it absolutely is a requirement. And the question I'd like to ask is, do you plan on being in real estate for more than 18 months? Do you plan on holding your real estate license for more than 18 months? And a lot of people are going into this planning on it being their lifelong thing. But even if it's not, Even if this is maybe just a stepping stone for you to become a real estate investor, to become a real estate broker maybe, to just be able to earn some extra money while you're in school, or to be able to have another source of income in addition to your current job, whatever it might be, even if you're just doing this part-time, the work that you put in to obtain the license, you shouldn't throw that away. And that's what happens if you don't do that post-licensing course. Because if the post-licensing course is not done by midnight on your deadline, your license becomes null and void, and that means you've got to start over from the beginning as if you never had a real estate license before. So I highly encourage you to take that post-licensing course as soon as possible. But here's the thing, not just for the renewal requirement, not just because I'm worried that you won't do it for renewal, but because the information in post-licensing is significantly different than what's covered in pre-licensing. So if we take a look on the screen here, and we look at this difference right here between the 63-hour and the 45-hour course. This is going to focus on laws and rules primarily, whereas the post-licensing, it will mention laws and rules where relevant to make sure you remember what not to do to stay legal, but the overall emphasis, the overall focus on this course is not the laws and rules you need to pass the state exam, because there's not even a state exam for post-licensing. So once you put that state exam behind you for your license, you don't have to take another state exam again unless you decide to become a broker or you lose your real estate license. If you don't do the post-licensing or continuing education and lose your license, then you would have to do the pre-licensing again, take the state exam again. But unless you want to become a broker or you lose your license, you'll never have to take another state exam as long as you maintain those renewal requirements. So there's no state exam for post-licensing. And more importantly, it's going to focus on sales and business and how to actually use your real estate license. Whereas the pre-licensing, what you do to get your real estate license, this focuses on the laws and the rules that are tested on the state exam. And why the laws and rules are what's most heavily tested on the state exam is because the laws and rules are ultimately what the Florida Real Estate Commission wants you to know more than anything. They want to make sure that you're not going to endanger the public. And if you could prove that you understand these laws and rules, that helps reassure the state government that you're not going to harm the public. So that's why this course is a requirement. That's why the focus is on laws and rules and not how to be a successful real estate agent. If you use this information alone to try to become a successful real estate agent, it's only going to teach you how to not lose your license. How to not lose your license and very basic principles of appraisal. There's some interesting stuff in here, don't get me wrong. The information in here, however, is very simple, very fundamental, and again, mostly laws and rules. When you get into post-licensing, on the other hand, now we're talking about business planning. We're talking about prospecting, meaning how do you get new clients? How do you convert somebody from a contact to a client? That's all through prospecting, and there's several different strategies you can use to help generate more clients in your business. And that doesn't have to necessarily be cold call or door-to-door. It could be referral business. Not even just referrals from friends and family, but referrals from other licensed professionals, because a typical referral fee is like 25% of the commission. There's a lot of agents out there that are not actively practicing real estate, but they have a good network and they want to be able to monetize that network. And one of the ways you could do that is through a real estate license being used in a referral capacity. To do this legally, you have to have a license. So in order to pay somebody a kickback out of the commission, they do have to have a real estate license. But there's a huge network out there of licensees that don't want to sell the real estate, but have somebody they could refer in exchange for, again, 25%, maybe more. If you want to be on the sending end of that referral, I've actually signed one as high as 50% before, where it's a 50% referral fee for the deal, meaning half of the commission is yours simply for making the referral in that situation. So that could be huge, and that's a very part-time way to practice real estate. It doesn't require realtor memberships. It doesn't require MLS memberships or board fees or all of these costs that are typically associated with being a full-service real estate professional who's doing the business. And if you do want to be that full-service real estate professional doing the business, not just earning money from referral fees, that's where it's even more essential that you understand the business side of how to actually use your real estate license as a business. Not just how do you comply with state laws about your license, And so in that post-licensing course, you're going to learn all of that, and that's what you're getting in our complete Jumpstart bundle. So you'll see here, it's $397. And with that $397, you're getting not just the pre-licensing, but also the post-licensing, as well as all of the exam prep tools. So you're ultimately going to get all three of these textbooks right here. The post-licensing, we don't ship that out right away, just because there may be a new edition by the time you get your license and are taking the post-licensing. So we want to wait until you get your license so we can ship you out the latest version once you are licensed. And no cost for any of the shipping on this, again, as long as you're in the continuous 48 United States. And your initial package is going to include this pre-licensing book, as well as all your exam prep. And matter of fact, there's even some freebies that we are currently including for the complete Jumpstart bundle. I believe that'll show up right here when we add it to cart. You'll have to add it to cart on the website to see if this bundle is still valid and active. But I believe as of this morning when I checked this here, it was still working. So we'll see when this cart loads here, but there's going to be some bonus freebies in this cart here if this all works correctly. And you'll have to excuse our little smart board here because it does take a while to load some of these pages sometimes. Now, with this bundle, again, the textbook is included in a print version, and here you can see the full breakdown. So we've got that textbook included. You've got your post-licensing course included. Here, let me go ahead and screenshot this so we could write on this here. So for this $397 bundle, you're getting all of these things for free. You're getting the 63-hour pre-licensing course with the textbook that corresponds with that. You're getting the 45-hour course for once you do get licensed. You just call us up or message us and we'll get you enrolled in that already, because this is a prepayment. So you don't have to pay any more at that point. You've already prepaid for the post-licensing. We just add it to your account once you're eligible to take it, which is as soon as you're licensed. And we recommend doing it right away so you could get ahead of this information. The exam prep tools, which you're going to get access to immediately, so you could use those while you're going through the pre-licensing course, as well as leading up to your state exam to make sure you're sharp and ready and you know the material that you need to know to be able to pass your state exam. You're going to get the workbook as well that follows along with all those exam prep materials. And as a matter of fact, it's got some great little QR codes right in here. You scan these QR codes and it takes you right to the audio review, right to the question simulator, or right to the exam cram videos for any given section. So if you wanted to study legal descriptions, which is funny because I think somebody actually put a message in the chat here about Unit 10, which is legal descriptions. That's right here. It's just funny that I opened right up to that. What a coincidence. And we also have some videos on YouTube about pretty much all the legal descriptions. We've got a lot of great content that is on YouTube, but the problem with information on YouTube is sometimes it can be old. Even our information gets old. We've been making videos since like 2015, so our oldest videos are like 11 years old. A lot of them are still relevant, but you know, there is definitely changes that happens over time, and that's where all of this information here, this is what we're making sure is the most up-to-date, the most refined. This is what we get updated. Even though it says a 2-year gap on here, we update these basically every single year. And all of those materials that go along with this, again, are designed to help expedite that process to passing your exam and giving you that most detailed information that's needed for the exam, but not really much more than that. And it's a very surface level amount of detail when it comes to exam purposes. So especially with Unit 10, there's a lot of overthinking that goes on with that, because if you're trying to find the actual properties in the real world using the legal descriptions, I mean, that's why we have surveyors. There's an entire profession to understanding the actual real world maps and where properties are located and identifying like the meets and bounds, the lot and block method. Lot and block's real easy because it's just pointing to a number on a map. But the meets and bounds and the government survey could get really confusing really quickly. But the good news is what you need to know for your exam regarding the meets and bounds, regarding legal descriptions, is significantly easier than how this is actually used in the real world. And you might say, well, what about when I need to use meets and bounds in the real world? The way you use it in the real world is copying and pasting, essentially. We're not qualified to go out there and try to do the southwest quarter, the northeast quarter. That's, again, why we have surveyors. We're taking that information from the public records or what is provided to us otherwise by the homeowner and copying and pasting that into our contracts. Simple as that. We're not qualified to interpret legal descriptions, and that's important to understand when it comes to passing this exam. That, along with many other units in this course, especially when you're given the amount of details that are in this pre-licensing course right here, it's very easy to get way deep in your head, getting into crazy, maybe realistic in the real world scenarios. You know, honestly, the people that have the most trouble with passing this course are not people that are brand new to real estate. If you're brand new to real estate, you're coming to this with a blank slate, it's honestly probably going to be the easiest for you. But for those who already have experience in real estate, whether it's a license in another state, or maybe you're in property management, maybe you're an investor yourself, maybe you've worked in title or mortgages or whatever it may be, that's where this course becomes a little bit more difficult because you have to dumb it down. You have to simplify the information down to its most basic core concepts, not the way you've seen it interpreted in the real world. The real world can be very different and much more complicated than the fundamental basic scenarios that are presented to you in this course. Even this textbook with the case studies that are provided in here are going to be far more complex than the way you would see this on your exam. So when I come to you to tell you that this is the information to help you pass the exam, it's because it simplifies. It dumbs it down to a point of it's not 100% correct in the legal sense, I would say. There's some stuff in here without the full details, it's not going to really make the most sense. So when it comes to learning this in the full legal capacity, that's what this is for. But when it comes to reviewing and being test smart and being able to pass and being able to just simply remember what's actually important, that's where the 100 pages is significantly more beneficial than the 500 pages here. And so there's a lot of little tricks and things like that are in here that are designed to help you remember this, but also to help you frame what you actually need to know. That you don't need to be 100 miles deep into the details on a lot of these topics. A lot of the stuff is going to be very surface level, and that does include the legal descriptions. But there are some really great examples that are in these digital materials. And like I said, you can check out our YouTube and whatnot. But if you do like what you're seeing on YouTube and you are still struggling to get your head around these concepts here, that's where the exam prep tools are going to be far more beneficial than anything you could find on YouTube, even our own videos that we post on there. Just because it is more focused, it's more direct. The exam cram videos, you're watching a room full of people cramming in the entire course in just 14 hours, and it's all broken up into short, easy to follow videos by unit and by topic. So it makes it real easy to navigate through that app. But back to these bonuses that I pulled this up for in the first place right here. So we just got these for a limited time offer while supplies last. TSRE notebooks as well as the full TSRE wristband collection. So you can show off your TSRE, Tampa School of Real Estate spirit, as well as keep yourself in the headspace. I wear these wristbands from time to time. I don't have any on right now. But I'll wear certain ones because I really like the expressions, the phrases that are on a lot of these here. We've got the keep pushing one, the real estate life, local expert, real estate expert, success is my duty, connections equal commissions, and then also good old-fashioned TSRE alumni bracelet. So you get all those, as well as a nice little notebook if you want to be able to take any notes on or use it once you have your license for taking notes on how to start your career, whatever you want to use that for. So while supplies last, we do have that available as some nice little freebies that you get with that complete jumpstart bundle. And again, you could get that complete jumpstart bundle, $397, including everything with 12 months access to that, and that post-licensing access doesn't begin until we do activate that in your account, so you don't have to worry about if it's taking a while for you to pass your state exam. That post-licensing doesn't activate until you reach out to us and say, hey, I've passed my exam, I'm ready to start my post-licensing, which we recommend you do as soon as you get your license. So again, you get that information that's going to be more about how to use your real estate license than the simple laws and rules. So here's a few screenshots from the desktop version of the course. You can see there are going to be many videos in there. That could be somewhat overwhelming at first when you go in there and you're like, wow, there's like hundreds of videos that are in here, but they're all 5 to 7 minutes long, some even shorter than that for the simple, easy topics. There's also knowledge checks throughout, so some of the modules are actually going to be knowledge checks to make sure you're taking away the key information that you need. But what's cool about this is as you go through it, you could go back to any unit if you do want to review. Maybe you watched it and you just spaced out when you're watching it, or maybe you didn't do too well on the knowledge check. For whatever reason, you could always go back and rewatch any of those videos. Now, if it's just for studying for the exam, that's where I'd really recommend putting your time into these exam prep materials. It's not going to be necessarily new information, but it's going to be presented in just that bare minimum for the exam type of format, so you're not, again, bogged down in all the details that we're required to teach you for you to initially learn this. You only have to know certain things. That's why this is 20% of the length of the course. But in there, it does have all kinds of great visuals and slides. It is using the same kind of smartboard system that's in here, so there's a lot of emphasizing certain things as we talk about them throughout the course, so it makes it very easy to follow. Again, there are exam review flashcards and a practice exam built into the course, and this is included even with the basic course registration. So if you're the winner today, again, you get the base course for free, or you could choose to upgrade that to the exam prep bundle or the complete jumpstart bundle by just paying the difference to that, or anybody can take advantage of the promo that is running right now for these, because these courses have sold for significantly more before. We're running a really great promo to really kind of help people get into real estate, to help you push yourself over the edge. If you're trying to dip a toe in the water, you could even do that with the TSRE Plus for only $47 a month. Try it out for 30 days. If you want to switch to the 12 months, you could go buy the 12 months after, or at any point really, and now buy a 12-month membership for that. Basically buying the course from TampaSchoolOfRealEstate.com. But for $47 a month, TSRE Plus, you get this on a month-to-month basis. Or $87, including the full library of all the exam prep, the post-licensing, as well as all the Real Estate Pro University library, which is not necessarily for any sort of credits. It's optional, just like the exam prep tools, but now in the sense that the Real Estate Pro University is the information that's going to go even beyond the post-licensing when it comes to lead generation, understanding the actual contracts that are used here in Florida, the buyer brokerage agreement, the listing agreement, how to present offers on the FAR bar as is. That was a big thing that held me back when I got started, is not knowing the contracts. And I would talk people out of wanting to make an offer on a house because I didn't know how to make an offer. And so that shouldn't be anybody's first days in real estate, first opportunity to make a deal in real estate is struggling to try to figure out what that next step is, especially when we have all this information available in Real Estate Pro University. But that comes after you get your real estate license. You have to get the license first to have the seat at the table. Your end of course exam for this video on demand course is going to be done online. It's actually just like the course exam and how it's done for your live online classes with Tampa School of Real Estate. And so with this course, you have to score at least 70%. There's 100 questions. That means you could miss 30, and they're all A, B, C, D multiple choice. Now, if you don't pass the end of course exam, we do have our 1-year retake guarantee, and that 1-year retake guarantee is going to allow you to completely retake that course as many times as you need to. Now, the Florida Real Estate Commission does allow 2 exam attempts before you have to retake the course. After you've taken the end of course exam twice, you will be required to take the course again, as long as you're doing that within 1 year, or if you're in TSRE Plus, as long as you maintain your active membership, then you could take that course over as many times as you need to. But our pass rate is like 95% for this course. So don't hesitate. I've seen so many students get to right where they're at with the exam, and they're like, I don't know, I just don't feel ready, I'm not sure. And that's very normal. That's very common to not feel ready, because you just went through so much information. And especially if it's been a long time since you started the course, some of that earlier information might seem far off. But if you've studied those review flashcards, if you've done the practice exam, especially if you've done that recently, you're going to be ready for that end of course exam. Now, something to help give you a little extra push is anything you purchase today until midnight, you could use promo code GOLD, G-O-L-D. Just enter that at checkout to save off of any course, whether that is the course to get your license, the one we're giving away today to one lucky winner, the video on demand course, including the textbook, or the Pass First Try Exam Prep Bundle, which includes this workbook, or the complete Jumpstart Bundle, which is also going to include the post-licensing in addition to the exam prep and your pre-licensing. So giving you really all the tools you need to get the license, pass the exam, and get the foundation of your real estate business once you do have that license. That's, again, a big thing of what post-licensing is. Do it in the live classes if you prefer a live instructor. We have them in person. We have them live online. But if you need to take it immediately, which is what I would recommend as soon as you get your license, getting enrolled in this post-licensing course as soon as possible, so that way you can work on the business planning. And that's where the video on demand is great, because especially when you register for the 12 months access through tampaschoolrealestate.com, you could complete the course in a week. It's easily able to be completed in like 4 or 5 days, depending on how much time you want to spend on it. You could stretch it out across a year if you really wanted to maybe just do a couple minutes a day. But what I would recommend is go through it at a pretty good pace. Don't overwhelm yourself, so you can make sure you're taking away the information. But then once you've gone through it, you want to go back through that, especially the business planning, especially the prospecting, especially any part of it that stood out to you as something where you knew there's opportunity for you to learn more, to understand more, to better prepare yourself to be successful in real estate. Being successful in real estate doesn't simply happen to you. It doesn't happen just because you got the real estate license. It happens because you position yourself for success. You open yourself to receive that success by preparing to receive it. You might have a gold mine of an opportunity that presents itself to you, but if you're not prepared in how to mine that gold, then you're not going to be able to be successful with that opportunity. So the more prepared you are, the faster you can achieve success. And real estate can really be overwhelming at first, especially if you jump right in and you join a broker right away without having done that post-licensing course. I know personally, because that's how I started. I didn't do post-licensing right away. I got into real estate and joined the first broker that was recommended to me, didn't interview other brokers, didn't even know what to ask, so I just chose the first one that was recommended to me. I trust the person recommending it, but the reality was I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't the right brokerage for me, and it held me back significantly. And if I didn't have as much perseverance and grit to just want to succeed despite anything else, I probably would have just threw in the towel and just went back to my day job. But I didn't. They were expecting that of my day job, so I couldn't let them win. So I had to figure it out one way or the other. And it turns out I didn't know as much as I thought I did. Even though I had been in sales, I'd been in customer service, I went to school for marketing, I had ran my own businesses before, that all went to my head because I never had done a real estate business before. I'd never been a realtor before. And I'm a broker as well. I've had agents come from other states that'll say, yeah, you know, I've had my license in other state, but, you know, treat me like I'm brand new because I've never done it here. And even when it comes to, you know, just how you're interacting with people, that might be different from state to state. So point is, though, you always have something to learn, especially when you're brand new and you just got your real estate license. But even if you are somebody that's had a license before, you're still going to get benefits of the post-licensing. Even when I've been an instructor for over a decade, a real estate instructor, as well as a sales associate. I also have multiple broker licenses. But this 101, 102 basically requirement for somebody who just got a sales associate's license, any day of the week, I could pick this up and find something in here and just say, that's right. That's why you don't want to throw these books away or even give them away to somebody. You want to keep these because this is your reference material. Now, there may be way more complicated, way more advanced things you're going to learn eventually, but this is your foundation. The business planning, the prospecting, presenting offers, so many fundamentals that are in here that, again, you could go back in here and look at this and say, you know what, I do need to do more of that. You know what, I forgot about that. That's what happens. And so this is why, again, having this book as well as the extended access is such a great benefit. That's where, with Real Estate Pro University, you have access to that video on demand post-licensing. We have a lot of agents that, even though they've already done it, they go back and they review those post-licensing segments and units just because, again, it focuses a lot more on the real world. But promo code GOLD, that'll work on any course that we have. Now, you may not be somebody who needs to sign up for a course right now. Maybe you've already even got your broker license. You've already done your continuing education for this cycle. You know, maybe you want to come join us at the next career fair. We have a career fair coming up in April. So if you are looking to grow your team or your brokerage, we do still have some sponsorship opportunities available. And if you're somebody just getting started in real estate, get your free admission right now at FloridaRealEstateCareerFair.com. Now, with this affiliate program, so everybody who joins the giveaway today, you get a free affiliate program account. And you can log in right at tsre.us/refer. You should have a link right in your email as soon as you complete that affiliate program that has where you could log in for that. Or you could always hit forgot password, just use whatever email, and you could get right in. And what this gives you is a personal promo code, so you could share that with a friend, family member, anybody really that wants to take courses to get their real estate license, complete their continuing education, post-licensing, or anyhow advance their real estate career. And you could also share that link. Whether you're sharing that link on your social media, in your email newsletters, on your website. It could be, again, start a career in real estate. It could be sending out to your agents, complete your post-licensing, complete your continuing education. However, to whoever you want to share that with, there's your link, there's your personal promo code, and you end up getting a commission every time somebody makes a purchase with your code or from your affiliate tracking link. And with this, you could also share links directly to certain products. There's a whole dashboard in there for ways you could use this. But you could choose to either get this through PayPal, which is going to basically be your cash option. From PayPal, you could then transfer it with no fees directly to your bank account. It takes like 1 to 3 days for that transfer to go through. But ultimately, cash to your bank account. And if you really want cash, then you could go to the ATM and make the withdrawal. Or if you want to apply your commissions as store credit, you're going to get double your commission. So that's a 10% commission when you use that as store credit. So if you've got continuing education or post-licensing, or again, you want to gift that to a friend, a family, somebody you're recruiting to your team, you are free to do so with that. You know, a lot of our affiliates, they really don't even care as much about the rewards. They're just doing it to see who's actually taking their advice, who actually is signing up for a real estate class. Because if you are trying to build a team, if you are trying to grow your firm, this can be a great tool to add to your arsenal. But it's open to everyone. Even if you're just getting started, even if you haven't taken courses with us yet, you could use this to help build your own TSRE scholarship if you refer and recommend enough people to us. And especially if you're in a real estate related industry, you might already know people who need the courses that we offer. So right now, use promo code GOLD to lock in those savings on anything. And you could even share this promo code because they don't even have to use your personal promo code if they use your personal link. So all of that is available in the affiliate dashboard, your link to share, your promo code to share. That works for any of our locations. Our headquarters right here in New Tampa, our South Tampa location, our brand new Hyde Park location, our Lakeland location, our Palm Harbor location if you're out in Pinellas County, or over in West Pasco County. That's going to be a very close option for you. If you're anywhere in the world, you could still join us live or on demand, such as that video on demand course that we're giving away today. Any of those options, you'll be part of the TSRE community. That includes everyone in Real Estate Pro University. If you want to find out more about that specifically, realpro.u.com. But this community is great because you have access to people who are real pros, people who are just getting started, people who have passed their exam, where they've gone and shared their stories in the discussion forum. So that's a very powerful place to go to find out more than just from the advisors, just from the instructors, just from the people that directly work for Tampa School of Real Estate. You could find out from the other alumni right through those discussion boards. So call us up anytime, 24/7, 813-333-2676, and become that next success story. But what do you say we go ahead and pick out a winner for today? Are you ready to pick the winner of the affiliate giveaway? And again, that winner is going to get this course, so including the textbook, shipped to your door anywhere in the continuous 48 United States, or you could apply that as a credit towards a live class. So this is the final call. If you're on the page right now, make sure you hit the submit button because I am about to pick the winner here live on the air. Looks like we've got a lot of people in the chat. Yes, it will not let you register twice. Great comment, Crystal. It will only do one email, I believe one email and phone number per entry. So emails and phone numbers must be unique for the entry. But let's go ahead and get this list loaded right here. So if you've already submitted it, your name should be on this list. I'm refreshing it for the freshest copy. And we are going to pick a winner. So it looks like we have today over 150 entries. So let's go ahead and get our random number generator loaded up here. It looks like 157 total entries. So you've got a 1 in 157 chance to win today. And our winner today is going to be number 73. So let's go to number 73 and see who our winner is today. And that is going to be Nathaniel Mercado. Congratulations, Nathaniel Mercado. You are the winner of the TSRE February affiliate giveaway. Congratulations again to you, Nathaniel Mercado, our winner. Thank you for entering. Thank you to everyone who was entering today. And again, everyone can be a winner in one way or another. We do have another giveaway that is going to be announced very soon in March, so you could always tune in for that. It's going to be towards the end of March, so don't let that delay your real estate career. Nathaniel, I recognize the name. I believe he's actually even under me as one of my agents, so congrats to you, Nathaniel. But I know for sure Nathaniel's already farther down in the process, so he's either going to be gifting this credit to somebody or using this. I believe he's already even done post-licensing, so maybe he's ready for the broker license. Maybe it's going to go towards the continuing education. It could be applied towards anything in the catalog. So congratulations to you, Nathaniel, and good luck to everyone for the next giveaways. We're going to be doing one for the career fair. So in April, we've got the career fair coming up, FloridaRealEstateCareerFair.com. You can get yourself entered right now to get on the list for that, to get admission. And regardless of the giveaway, you're going to want to come to the career fair if you're interested in advancing your real estate career, if you're interested in networking with other real estate professionals, both brand new, just starting out, and those that have been in real estate for years and some even decades. So it's a phenomenal event happening in April right here in New Tampa. We have the full details at FloridaRealEstateCareerFair.com. But until midnight, so we want to reward everyone who's ready to take action right now. If you're hoping you're the winner and you weren't quite yet, you could still use promo code GOLD. Everybody can use promo code GOLD today until midnight to lock in a discount on any course, whether that's the course to get your license, the complete Jumpstart bundle, a live class, an online class, a live online class, exam prep tools. Maybe you just want to purchase something from the campus store. Maybe you want a hoodie or a mug, or maybe you want to buy those wristbands because you didn't get the complete Jumpstart bundle, or you bought it before that promo was offered. You get that whole pack of wristbands for like 15 bucks right through the campus store. If you have any questions about any of this, about any of the materials, about the career fair, about the affiliate program, about a career in real estate, about the next steps for you specifically, this phone number right here, you can get connected with our advisors. There's actually a friendly AI that's going to greet you right off the bat. And so for those of you who don't want to talk to a person and would rather talk to an AI, you could ask it whatever questions you want, and it will do its best to answer your questions. And for those of you who would rather talk to a human, just tell it that. Just say, I don't want to talk to you, robot. Give me a real advisor. Give me a real person, and it'll do that for you. So 813-333-2676. Call us up 24/7, anytime, day or night. Nina's going to be there answering the phone anytime to help you with any questions that you have. And if you want to talk to one of our advisors, just tell Nina that you need a human. But you'd be surprised by how much Nina actually knows about starting a real estate career, about advancing a real estate career. So reach out anytime. We're here to help you. We're here to help you take those next steps. We're here to help you advance your real estate career. We ultimately want you to become our next success story, because we know that regardless of your involvement in our affiliate program, that if you become a success story, you're just further proof that what we teach here is going to help put you on the right path, can help put you in the right lane, to be able to put you in the right vehicle to achieve the goals it is that you're after. Real estate might not be for everyone, but almost anybody can benefit from having a real estate license, even if you're just using it for your own personal purposes, for referrals, or if you do want to become the next top producing agent, open your own brokerage someday, build a real estate team, all of that and more. The sky is the limit. The income is unlimited. You could build your own schedule. You get to be your own boss. It's extremely rewarding. What you put into it is what you get out of it. If you want to find out more, 813-333-2676. It's about all the time that we've got for today. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back on Wednesday next week for Ask the Instructor, so make sure you tune in then. Until then, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next week. So you just got your real estate license. How can you jumpstart your real estate business? The number one thing you should do before you do anything else is post-licensing. Now look, this is already a requirement, so you're gonna have to do it anyways, but here's why you wanna do it early. The sooner you do post-licensing, the sooner you're gonna learn the real world concepts in post-licensing that will help you create a business plan, that'll help you plan for your success in real estate. Post-licensing is all about real world topics that are usable, that'll help you grow your real estate business. And at Tampa School of Real Estate, we have the best post-licensing courses around. Find out more about how post-licensing can help you jumpstart your real estate career. Go to postflorida.com. Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're gonna love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at passfirsttry.com. That's passfirsttry.com.